it's Zara and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about toxic culture. And no, I am not referring to Britney Spears' toxic song cover, but instead the toxic culture within the nursing workforce, and more importantly, how it can affect our health and mental well-being. Yes, unfortunately, a toxic working environment within the nursing workforce can and does exist. As healthcare professionals, we are dedicated to caring for others and of course trying our level best within our capabilities to improve the quality of life. However, when we find ourselves in an environment that we are not happy to work in, it can affect our focus and commitment. And trust me, this is such a horrible feeling, especially when you're working in a specialty that you enjoy and you've grown to love as well. Now, I speak as someone who has very unfortunately experienced what this feels like, and this unfortunately was when I was a student nurse. And it's only now when I look back, I wish I was aware of the signs and able to act on them sooner rather than when it was actually too late and the whole situation had blown out of proportion. Like, way out of proportion. It wasn't a great experience, and actually looking back now, there were definitely steps that I could have taken to at least recognize the situation that was going on. But hopefully through this video, if this is something that you are currently experiencing, or you may or may not experience this in the future with your career, you'll be able to recognize what a toxic environment looks like and hopefully implement solutions so that it doesn't impact yourself and your work environment and of course your health and well-being. So first of all, how do you even realize that you're in a toxic nursing environment? These are the kind of questions that you should be asking yourself. Do you feel demotivated to come into work? Do you find yourself not wanting to be on shift with a certain colleague? Do you find yourself not actually engaging in conversations with certain colleagues? Not because you don't like them or anything, but because you don't trust them. And the biggest thing, probably the biggest red flag that I can think of, do you find yourself wanting to hand in your work resignation? Not because you don't enjoy the work that you do, but because you don't feel safe or happy in the environment that you're in. That last one is actually really sad and quite a bummer actually, because if you're in a specialty that you enjoy and love and you've really gained confidence in the workplace that you're working in, but you're not feeling great to come into work, you definitely need to recognize that. These are important signs. No matter what form it takes, a working environment that you are not happy to work in will impact your mental health well-being, will impact how you carry out your work, and can lead to even further consequences on your physical and just your overall state. These environments can lead to increased stress, can lead to increased burnout, and that will only resonate into your work as a nurse, which is something that we want to, of course, avoid. So what are some of the solutions that we can implement when we recognize that we're working in a toxic environment or an environment that we're not happy in? I have had student nurses and registered nurses reach out to me on my page and tell me about the situations that they feel stuck in, and simply because they don't know what to do and what to address it. You know it's bad, you know you're not happy, but what can you do? So here are my suggestions. Identify what the issue is and try to address the issue. This takes a level of bravery. You need to speak up, talk to someone. There is a hierarchy within the nursing workforce, and I don't mean this in a someone is better than you kind of thing. I mean it in a way where there is a nurse and there will always be a manager to that manager and so on. There is always someone to talk to and there is always someone to escalate to. If you are a student nurse on placement and you are having difficulties, talk to your university. This was the biggest mistake that I had made. I did not talk to anyone, and I didn't talk to my university about the issues that I was facing in a particular placement. So please talk to your university, talk to a lecturer, talk to someone who can speak on behalf of you and address these concerns. If you are a registered nurse and you are facing issues with a certain colleague, talk to your line manager. If you have issues with your line manager, talk to their line manager. Like I said, there is always a manager to a manager within the nursing workforce, so there is always someone to talk to. You never know, you could be the positive change within your placement, within your workforce that needs to be addressed. Who knows, you could be that positive voice for lots of colleagues or lots of students who are coming into placement, and by speaking out can help others who may or may not face the same situation. My second suggestion is to get everything in writing. So whilst it is great that you are talking to someone, a line manager or a university verbally, always write it in an email, and this could be a detailed report of what has happened, or it could could be writing an email a couple of sentences about the situation and how you wish to arrange a meeting to discuss it further. Always put it in writing, try and put the date on it as well, and that will actually be supporting evidence if it ever got to a point where you needed to be in a formal meeting to discuss the issues. So always put it in writing. Just remember, don't ever feel alone. Whilst there are situations where it could be a toxic worker environment, there are also beautiful, supportive systems in place, and there will always be at least one person who will listen. Remember, it is never okay to tolerate a toxic worker environment. Your health and well-being is important, and you deserve to work in an environment where you feel happy and jolly to go to work in. It is also very important to take care of ourselves outside of work, so do make time for yourself, implement self-care, engage in the hobbies that you enjoy and love, and find ways to manage stress if you happen to go through it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave some comments down below about your own experiences that you are happy to share, and I hope that this video helps deal with any environments or issues that you may be facing currently or potentially facing in the future. Nonetheless, stay positive, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care and stay safe.